Welcome back to the Red Dirt Road podcast. You know my name and you know his name.
What's
If
up?
you don't, then go back and listen to the last episode because we're not going to tell you.
Exactly. How's it going?
Good. I just, something interesting. My girlfriend and I have this sort of 100 dates scratch off thing. And we did our first one, scratched it off a while ago. It was a
Ooh.
spontaneous road trip. And we finally did that this weekend and went to Geneva on the Lake, which is a small town east of Cleveland. And very, very cool little place. Highly recommended.
Wow.
But an FYI, though, for anyone in Ohio, so this is April when we are recording this. Do not go in April. Do not go there until at least May because the whole town is closed. Like basically, it's this tiny town that has a ton of bars and restaurants that you kind of walk down the strip, and it's got all these nice lake houses. And most of the people don't live there right now. And I was a little bit disappointed. I didn't really think of that. I thought April, we kind of walked around in like a long sleeve shirt, kind of light jacket. Definitely, if you live in Ohio, definitely comfortable to at least walk around outside. But that was my weekend. So a little disappointing, but I will be going back.
Yeah. I was gonna say lake towns are usually pretty quiet, like in the like in at least until it gets warmer. I had that same experience in New Hampshire. The up there, going up there for the winter is fun. You get to do nice ice fishing, but nothing's open because it's like half the people that go there have summer houses up there, and it's not like nobody's there. So it's like really much a summer oriented market there.
Yeah, I will be definitely wanting to go back there in like a couple months, maybe even July. But yeah, definitely like a cool place. So actually, I'm going to get into this a little bit and then we'll see. So we are going to be talking about The Messenger by Ray Wylie Hubbard. It's got Ronnie Dunn and Pam Tillis on here. And there's this song and a couple others that have Ronnie Dunn. They kind of sneaked in. So this one was actually, I believe, the first song that Ronnie Dunn came out with since we started this podcast. I originally thought that was Train to Glory, but I actually found this song recently. And so it was released July 10th of last year, 2020. It's the final song off of Hubbard's album. It's called Co-Starring. It's the longest song on the album, 4:34 in length, and it's I believe an updated version from his own 1994 version. So before I get into the breakdown, I'm gonna keep our audience on their feet here. Alex, what I want you to do, take about go to the end of the room that you're in and just scream. We gotta get woken up here.
Okay.
Get the audience woken up.
Hold on.
This is about 7, almost 8 o'clock at night. We gotta get the juices flowing.
Did you get that?
Wait, you just yelled? I didn't even hear you.
Oh, you didn't?
Do it again. I won't talk this time.
Okay. I'll be right back. Did you get it this time?
I did not hear you. I don't know.
Hold on. Let me unplug my headset. Let's see if you can pick up that. Because
All right.
I wonder if it does do like background noise cancellation. These man.
I feel like we gotta do a podcast voice practice thing here. Get the juices flowing.
You get it?
I'm not hearing anything. I don't know.
Really?
No.
That's odd.
We got you just got a haircut.
Yes, I did get a haircut. Yes.
For the listeners that cannot see, I'm pretty sure that Alex has not gotten a haircut since we started this podcast, and that was almost a year
Oh no,
ago.
no, no. Yes, that is very that's very true. I this is my first. I went to. It's a big change because it's the first time that I've gone to a salon or like a barber shop since the start of the pandemic. The last time I actually went to a hairstylist to get my hair cut was February of 20
2020.
February 2020. And then so I only got my haircut since then once in October. And even then I didn't really get it cut very much. It was just kind of a like just take this stuff out of like so I could see, you know. And I just let it grow out until about a week or so ago. And yeah, it's a new look for me. I'm not sure if I like it just yet, but I'll grow into it.
All right, I'm gonna get into the sort of breakdown of the song. I found this song a little bit more challenging to kind of give a breakdown of the lyrics. It was very interesting writing, but it's got about a 20-second kind of slow intro, first verse. Pretty much the entire song, Ray Wylie Hubbard is singing it. Pam Tillis and Ronnie Dunn have just some background vocals. First verse, Hubbard gives his description of a man who he's old, he's beat down, and he's got some really well worn clothes. The chorus, interesting lyrics in the chorus. Ronnie Dunn has the background vocals, and he says all these things that he's not looking for. Doesn't say what he is looking for, just what he's not. And the second verse, Wiley mentions this angel, which he's that's probably who he's looking for. Got the chorus and the third verse, Pam Tillis. I think this is the first time she kind of joins in, and they mention life on the road. And I also noticed that it changes the last line. I didn't really listen to the 1994 version, but I was looking at the lyrics, and the last line of this verse changes from something to mentions something about Van Zant, who is the Van Zant brothers were from Leonard Skinner. Mentions a Van Zant song. So that's my breakdown of the song. I'll let you. What do you think of this song?
Well, okay, so I did a little bit of digging. Um, I knew Ray Wylie Hubbard for a song. Um, what's it? Uh, I knew him for his song "Wanna Rock and Roll," and I knew him sort of as this kind of outlaw country guy. He's sort of the man, at least in my opinion, who tried to be Johnny Cash, or kind of at least emulate Johnny Cash's style of music, kind of very much of like an outlaw, like rebel sort of country music. Um, and it's not even just that; it's more like a mix of sort of that uh, backwoods country with with a little bit of Americana and bluegrass. Now, when I listen to the original version of the song, it is a heck of a lot different from what this version of the song is that we listen to here with Ronnie Dunn and Pam Tillis. Now, I'll agree with you. I didn't hear anything from Pam Tillis. If you ask me, if I didn't see her name on the ticker thing that says it's uh, Ray Wylie Hubbard featuring Ronnie Dunn and Pam Tillis, I wouldn't have known that Pam Tillis was on this track. Um, because but the background vocals are very good. I like it, although I don't know how much I like the sort of orchestral vibe that it took. Uh, like their kind of um, what's it the like their take on this song is very orchestral. There's strings involved, very slow guitar, and kind of more mellow. Um, it it still sounds really good, and I think that Ray Wylie Hubbard does a good job with it, and I think that Ronnie Dunn complements him just as much. I guess I just because the original version of the song is kind of has more of a backbeat to it, so it's less free flowing. And this is a good rendition of it, but it's just I don't necessarily I think it takes away from the initial feeling uh of like you're not rolling as much. It's not one of those songs where you can kind of feel the a driving beat in it anymore. It's kind of like play as you go. He's strumming his guitar, and you have the beautiful strings in the background to complement that. But other than that, I mean, that would be my only criticism of it is it doesn't really have its beat structure as it does in the original version. But
Yeah, I did
good
not.
vocals, good
Um,
stuff.
I didn't really find out a whole lot of information on this song. In fact, the album doesn't even have a Wikipedia page. I was looking at Ray Wylie Hubbard's Wikipedia. I don't really even know a whole lot about him. I didn't hear about him until now. I didn't even hear about the song. I mean, it's been out since last summer. I just recently heard about it, and so I didn't really know this is a original version, and this is an updated version until a few minutes before the show. But so I don't really know what the original version sounds like. But this version, I like it. It's kind of it's almost kind of dark, slow. Doesn't really use Ronnie Dunn or Pam Tillis much at all. Quite honestly, it could go without them. They're not really brought in a whole lot. Um, but I like it. I mean, I think it's a good song. I don't have any problems with it. I kind of like that the writing is I would describe it as mysterious, semi dark, enigma. Those are the words that come to mind. I don't really know what you don't really know what he's searching for. It keeps these verses keep telling people what he's not searching for. It mentions this angel, a little bit ominous. So I like it. Mysterious song for a mysterious guy, at least from my perspective. Ray Wylie Hubbard. So there you go.
Yeah, keeps it poetic there with
It's a good,
the
also, it's the final track on the album. And I think it's a good way to end it. Have a song kind of
it's
slower like this.
a good way to kind of ease out of it. He doesn't want to go out with a bang. I mean, a lot of artists, want to have a heavy hitter, like, a loud song, or have some sort of a very, like, just to leave an impression. But I think that's not necessarily, you don't necessarily have to do that. I think, there is an art to crafting a nice, slow ballad that you can put at the end of an album just to kind of let it flow its way out, let it fade.
My only
That's a beautiful.
problem that I have with this song is actually that we're just hearing about it now. I follow Ronnie Dunn on Instagram and Spotify, and I just kind of stumbled upon it. I was on Spotify. And my one problem with Spotify is, it's pretty well organized. The only thing I think that is not well organized is when you have an artist that is featured on a different artist's song, it's very hard to find that. It doesn't really show up very well. If you go to Ronnie Dunn's page, it's really hard to find like this song. And some of his songs that he's featured on aren't even on his Spotify. You have to kind of do some digging. This
Yeah,
one was in this weird section. If you scroll to the bottom, there's this weird section,
yeah,
and it's like albums that he's appears on, and I was able to find it, but that's
yeah,
my only problem. I wish he would have posted on Instagram like, "Hey, I'm in this song."
yeah. That is also my gripe with Spotify. It really has the algorithm works in such a way that when you look at an artist, they prioritize their popular music and put that at the front of the page because they rank it by streams. And then you have to scroll down to like the appears on section of their page to see the tracks that they're featured on. But they also rank that based on popularity again. So it's very difficult to find their new music or their new music that they were featured on. And that's the one issue there is that, like, unless it's on a new Spotify, new music from old legends playlist on Spotify or something like that, it's
Yeah.
very difficult to find.
Yeah, if you unfortunately, I don't actually know when you follow an artist on Spotify, I'm not sure really even what that does for you. I've noticed that does nothing because I would have thought I don't really follow that many artists. I would have thought that like, if you follow Brooks and Dunn on Spotify, you know, it should you should be like notified or something every time they come out with anything, and it doesn't really
It
do that.
it I think it does. Well, it's worked that way for me. Like, if Brooks and Dunn were to release a new album and I was following them, which I don't really see the point following artists per se on Spotify. I don't really think it does anything because it like if you listen to them a lot anyways, you're gonna get there. It's gonna show up in your recommended or your taste finders playlist for you anyways because it's gonna recommend music that's remarkably similar to the music that you've been listening to, or it'll just recommend the new music from artists that you like. Um, and so I don't really see the point of following them. It's supposed to send you notifications say, "Hey, stream such and such as so and so's album on Spotify now."
I got a joke about the song. We didn't get the message about this song. All right, end
Yes,
the episode with that.
corny joke.
Red
All
Dirt
right,
Road Podcast. See you guys next time.
see you next time.